And on this homecoming night, it is a victory for your Weslaco East Wildcats, winning another district game tonight, 49-6 over Donna North. Hello, everybody. Carlos Robledo along with Mike Gonzalez. We also have Coach Mike Burgett, the winning coach, in here. Now 2 wins in a row for Weslaco East. And, Coach, you do it here tonight on homecoming, a big crowd on hand tonight, everyone in a celebratory mood, and your guys got it done tonight. How does it feel?
I thought we came out and played pretty good first half. I guess they made some adjustments second half and just ran the ball straight at us, which always worries me, but we got to fix that. I think we're playing too high, but we can fix that. We just we got driven a little bit, and as a coach, you got to be concerned when your players are getting driven back. So we're going to fix that next week. We play, you know, I told everybody when Flower Bluff beat us like that, I didn't think we played very good, but Flower Bluff and the team that we played next, PSA North, those are the best 2 teams in South Texas. If you don't line up to play guys like that, then you ain't going to have too much success. So we got to get a little bit lower, give a little bit more effort, coach a little bit better. And I don't think there's a team in the Valley that can beat PSA North, but we're going to give it a shot.
One of the things that you addressed to me after the game, Coach, is our offensive line needs to hold on a little bit longer on those blocks. What was your observation tonight?
Well, last 2 weeks I think they got better. We went down there, had a little adjustment talk with them in practice, and we did a lot of position blocking. And we addressed that, and then we went into the sleds, went into the chutes, and we come off a little lower. And I think our guys them young kids are starting to grow up, but they're going to have to grow up these next 3 weeks. I mean, we playing 3 teams that made the playoffs last year: PSA North, Corpus Christi Vets, and Harlingen South. They all advanced to the second round plus last year. So we got to find something in us to see if we can play a little bit better and execute a little bit as 11 instead of maybe a 6 or 7 at each time.
But if taking a look at the next few games that you have, if you take a look at the history of Weslaco East in these big games, we played the Velas, we played the big games, and you've won. You've come out on top. You know how to win those big games in those moments. What do you tell your kids going into next week's game?
Well, when you play a team like PSA North, first of all, you got to match them, their physicality. You got to. Second of all, you got to hang on to the ball. You got to win the turnover battle. You got to make the least of mistakes, because this team we cannot fight from behind the chains. We can't lose 3-4 yards on first down and try to make that up. We're starting to develop passers now, and they've struggled a little bit at the beginning of the year, but I thought they'd do a lot better tonight. But, we take what we got every year. We coach what we got. We think the big boys are starting to grow up a little bit. We hit the weights 3 times a week. We're trying to make them as strong as possible. And I never want to look ahead, but this team's going to be pretty explosive next year. And, if we can get through this year and be successful, I don't know, the sky's the limit next year, because we got a lot of kids coming back in, a lot of playing experience. But, playing in big games, Weslaco East has always played in big games. Like you said, the Velas and the Edinburghs and Harlingen South, and we used to play San Benito and Harlingen and Weslaco, all the good teams in the Valley. So we know how to play good football, just going out and executing.
And speaking of some of your new players, Coach, a player that's caught my eye, especially these last few weeks, is Daniel Pena, number 10. What kind of impact does he have for your defense?
He's getting better and better. He didn't play defensive end last year. We got him playing defensive end. He's a little light. He hangs on. We're trying to get him to set the edge. That way, he's got to contain. When you play a split defense as defensive end, you can't let nobody get outside you. And as you can see tonight, mostly in the second half and sort of toward the end of the first, he's getting people outside. So he's getting better with reps. He's a tough kid. He's a kid that very competitive. So I think he's going to be really good.
All right, Coach, we'll go ahead and let you go. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. It was a great homecoming win. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights in this one, because, there's a lot of them. It came right out of the gate. Weslaco East in the first quarter, scoring a lot. And here we go. Elias Rodriguez scoring the first touchdown. They go for 2, does Weslaco East, and makes it 8-0. And then there was more after that. In fact, this is all just here in the first quarter as Malachi Rodriguez would get the ball here. This is after after a long drive, another 2-point conversion makes it 16-0. And the defense, they were on fire tonight. They had 3 turnovers last week. They had another turnover here tonight. They had a couple of sacks. Here's one of them right here on the pass. And just a great job here by the Wildcats defense. And then still in the first quarter, Gianni Ortiz with the ball here. And Malachi throws it to him, and he takes off running, and just down the sideline. He was crowned homecoming king tonight. Mike Gonzalez, what a night for him. Scores a touchdown. He's also homecoming king. That made it 23-0. West Local East, Margarito Popa, he's been doing it ever since last year. It's really been a power and someone they're going to lean on, especially next week. He scores a touchdown, makes it 30-0, and then more Malachi. This is going to be, someone that they're going to lean on also. I mean, you're going to lean on everybody next week, Mike, when you're playing the PSJA North Raiders. Malachi Rodriguez with a little stiff arm there. They do bring him down, but he's just been awesome to see all season long, the way he breaks tackles and what he does. And then Aiden Gonzalez with a nice pass here to Skylar Pettis for the touchdown, as West Local East now up 36-0. They score a few more times. Aiden Gonzalez runs it in for a score to make it 42-0. And this was all West Local East. They played powerhouse football, doing what they do oh so well, controlling the clock, running the football, doing the little things right. That offensive line did well. The defense also almost a shutout. They win by a final score of 49-6. Mike Gonzalez, it seems like they're playing at their peak right now. They're on all cylinders, and they're just playing their best football.
I like the point you make in regards to right off the back, they set the tempo and went after it. They knew coming in that they were going to be the favorites, and they didn't give a team like Donna North that are the underdogs. You don't want to give a team like that any hope, because they can be scrappy, and they have been scrappy in some of these games this year. But I thought both the offensive line and the defensive line controlled the line of scrimmage. And as you can see from all the highlights there, the running backs had their way, and Aiden Gonzalez, had his way in the pocket as well. The defense making some plays, and pretty much shut out Donna North. I mean, I know they scored at the very end, but a complete game in all three phases of the game.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to need playing against PSG North. It's going to be just one of those huge games. But West Local East has a lot of tradition.
Sure.
A lot of tradition now. I mean, West Local East was, maybe 20 years ago was, an up-and-coming team. They're no longer up-and-coming. They're battle-tested. They won in the playoffs. They've won district championships. They've beaten the Velas of the world, the Harlingtons, the San Benitos. They've beaten all those teams, and they can go up to PSJA next week and really win that game against PSJA North.
And what I really liked about West Local East, and you talk about the 20 years plus that they've built, as they accept the challenge. They accept the challenge. Even if they come in as underdogs, or if some people doesn't give them any doubt, they'll go to anybody's house and they will give you a game. And they know what they have in front of them. They know what PSJA North has, but I know they're going to be ready to play. I know this coaching staff is going to have them as ready as possible and give the Raiders a good game.
They'll have to work, they'll work on the little things, like Coach Burgett said. They'll work on some of the things, lower pad level, different techniques and stuff like that. But the play calling.
Absolutely.
You always see it in these big games. What West Local East does, there's always a different wrinkle.
Sure.
I don't want to call it a trick play, a different wrinkle that you'll see, and that's what they do best.
And you know what, Carlos, like this, even tonight, they showed a little trick play, a little halfback pass. We saw it earlier in the season. Well, don't be surprised if they come back with a formation like that, but they do something else to it. They have athletes on this offense. I mean, they have guys that can even play both sides of the ball, like Gianni Ortiz. He obviously plays defense, but we see him play used as a receiver or even as a back. And then, have Aiden Gonzalez that can move in the pocket, and you have Malachi, where, we see him punishing the defense. And we talked about in the pregame how the offensive line has improved throughout the year. And as you mentioned, this team is peaking at the right time. Well, now we're going to the final stretch of the season. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to how the Wildcats do.
Yeah, and the way Coach Burgett was saying, hey, this is a team that's built to win for many years.
Sure.
Not just this year, because isn't Aiden Gonzalez, I think he's just a junior.
Correct.
So I think he's coming back. Of course, Malachi, you got 3 more years with him. And then you got a pretty big offensive line, and they always got big boys that are coming up from the junior highs as well. This this is a team that could win for a very long time. So yeah, you're right. Plenty of weapons, and they're all going to be on display next week. I do want to say congratulations to Giada Ortiz, because she is our homecoming queen for West Loco East. And like I mentioned earlier, Gianni Ortiz, their brother and sister, he was the homecoming queen, homecoming king. So congratulations to him. Should be a good practice this week for West Loco East, coming off now 3 wins in a row.
Very intense, I imagine. They'll enjoy this win tonight. We hear them preach all the time. We'll enjoy tonight, but tomorrow morning, it's all about PSGA North. And yeah, practice is going to be very intense, and I'm sure for the coaches too, breaking down the film, coming up with the game plan. It should be a lot of fun, a big road game over there in FAR.
Oh, and you also want to follow tomorrow Pigskin, because West Loco East will be out there. They'll be in San Benito for their performance for Pigskin, hoping to make it a 1 and move on to area and maybe even state competition. So follow on social media and check out to see what is going on with the Wildcat Regiment. Best of luck to them. Break a leg and bring home a 1.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Best of luck to the Wildcat Regiment. I know they'll make us proud.
All right. For Mike Gonzalez, I'm Carlos Robledo. Thanks for watching the Knapp Medical Center postgame show.